and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino, and today I'm in Elk Grove at the Secret Garden. This hidden gem is a haven for garden lovers and a great place to find unique garden gifts and items. Plus, they're full of ideas on how to create an at-home, bountiful landscape.
Hi, my name is Yasmin. I'm with the Secret Garden here in Elk Grove, and today we are planting a container herb garden. As we head into the fall season and the holidays, it's really great to already have one of these going because you'll find yourself harvesting herbs for all kinds of things, for all types of recipes. I love fresh sage in my stuffing, or to tuck a little bit of thyme and rosemary into a turkey or a chicken. And this is a really easy project, and it's a really low maintenance container. So what we're gonna do is, what's really important is to choose plants that all like the same conditions. So I wouldn't pair necessarily mint, which is a really thirsty herb, with something that likes a more dry soil like sage or lavender. So all of the herbs that I chose to add to the container today like the same things. And I think I'm even gonna throw in some companion plants to kind of add a little bit of color and interest, so it's not only herbs. And these are actual, they're edible flowers, so if we wanted to make our salad kind of fancy, we could take a couple pansies and add that into the mix. I've already filled my container with some potting soil and added a little bit of compost, but I'm also gonna make sure that I add a bit of, when I dig each planting hole, I'm gonna toss a little bit of our organic all-purpose fertilizer in there, just to give the roots and the plant a little bit of a boost in organic material and help make sure we get a high yield throughout the season. I am going to, there's not really a wrong way to do it, although I like to plant the taller herbs either in the center or towards the back, and the lower kind of creeping ground cover style herbs in the front. Let's get going. When the roots are kind of wound like this, it's nice to wiggle them up. This is rosemary. It's a really nice culinary rosemary. Sometimes the ground cover ones, they don't taste as good, so I like to do, this is called barbecue, or it's an upright rosemary. And I'm gonna add a little bit of fertilizer. Okay. Cool thing about this is it's gonna save a ton of money. These little clamshells of herbs, when you go to the grocery store, sometimes they're like $4 or $5 each. And you're gonna be able to harvest, these are perennial herbs, which means they're not gonna die back every year. You do this once, and then you have an herb garden forever. I'm using the things I use most. So I like to put chives and rosemary and all of those goodies in here, but you can do whatever you like. If you love to put, let's say you like to make a gin and tonic with lavender, add that in. Use the things that you use the most. So far we have some sage, rosemary, and chives. Now I'm gonna add my thyme kind of towards one of the edges because this is a low growing ground cover style herb. So we're gonna plant that in the front corner. And we can really fill the container because we're gonna harvest from this all the time. So we're always gonna be trimming and drying the herbs and using them fresh, so we can kind of pack it in. It's not gonna be an issue. I wanna add these pansies for color. I think I'll put that in the front too. And then the last one is gonna be this low oregano. This is Italian oregano. So it's really good for pizza sauce, pastas. And I'll add that to my back corner because I have some space back here, and it's just gonna stay low and kind of fill the bottom. This is looking really good. And then as we harvest and as this container fills in, we can always add a little bit more fertilizer. So what you would do once the plants are already in place and already planted is you would add the fertilizer to the top of the soil, and then you wanna scratch it in really well, and then just water. And then that brings the fertilizer down to the roots where the plants can access the nutrients. And that was super easy. And now I have a kitchen herb garden that could live on my patio or in the backyard, and I can harvest from it for years to come.
She makes that look so easy. Thanks for that demo. Now on to San Francisco, where locals are indulging in a bagel creamery experience that serves as a daily driver.
Daily Driver is an organic wood-fired bagel shop, but we also make our own cream cheese, we pasteurize our own milk, and we roast our own coffee.
Making cheese in the city. Daily Driver is the lone creamery within San Francisco city limits, giving an urban backdrop to cream cheese making.
Fresh cream cheese because we have fresh milk. We have some of the greatest Jersey milk from Silva Dairy in Tamales, California. We use only strictly Jersey milk, which is certified organic, but Jersey milk has a higher butter fat than like regular Holstein milk. So this cream cheese already, before we even started the process, is a higher fat, creamier, richer tasting, more yellow, beautiful milk. It makes for great cream cheese.
And it doesn't get any fresher than this.
Cows are milked, I think, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And the milk is trucked down to Tamales on Tuesday, and then we receive it on Wednesday. And then we make cream cheese on Wednesday night. We start the process. So we pasteurize on Wednesday night, we inoculate with bacteria, we add rennet, and then the next day we bag the cream cheese, we let it drain, we add salt, and that's it.
Marty Siggins co-owns the shop along with Tamara Hicks and David Jablons. That's the couple behind Taluma Farms and Tamales Farmstead Cheese Company, a goat and sheep farm and creamery known for making award-winning cheeses. And the idea for Daily Driver was to bring the farm to the city.
It's made like an actual traditional cheese. So it has some bacteria, it has some lactic acid in it. It's not like a plain or just foamy or airy kind of basic store-bought cream cheese. It's a real cheese. So the thing about this cream cheese is that it's just richer than anything you'd find in the store. It's creamier, it's got more fat, and when we flavor it, it picks up other flavors really well. It is a little bit acidic, but that's because that's what cheese tastes like sometimes.
At Daily Driver, they've also created a makerspace where guests can watch as bagels and cream cheese are made right before their eyes.
So the open window is actually, that is where our creamery is. It's currently, I think, the only real cheese creamery within San Francisco. There used to be others way back in the day, but this is a place where you can come and visit and see how cream cheese is made, how cheese is actually made in California. There's a huge disconnect between like how food arrives on your plate and where it comes from. And here we're getting milk from 60 miles away. We're making it into cream cheese right in front of you, and you can take it out the door with you.
All right, Marty, so you guys have prepared a little spread
yeah.
here. No pun intended, just kidding. So tell me, what do we have in front of us?
Well, we have the dill cream cheese that we just made in the kitchen on a sesame. We have apricot cream cheese on a cinnamon. Ooh. And then we also have one of our gravlax sandwiches for us.
And then these are just like an assortment of the different...
Absolutely, yeah. Everything we make. We have poppy seed, garlic, salted.
Yum.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course you have all this in front of me. I've got to try.
Yeah.
Okay, where should I start?
We're gonna go sweet first. So
okay.
This is apricot and cinnamon.
Okay. So, let me pick this up.
And all it is apricot jam and our cream cheese.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, and why apricot with cinnamon?
Because it's delicious. But we preserve apricot, so we have them year round.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
This is really good. This is really good. Okay.
But sweet before savory. So I would do that one first, and then you can try this dill. The dill is like the most popular of our flavored cream cheeses.
Why do you think dill's the most popular?
I don't know. It's not my favorite. I like jalapeno, but the dill is the most popular.
Does your jalapeno pack a lot of kick?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll save that for later. We're not on camera. Okay, so we're gonna do dill now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what kind of bagel did you pair this one with?
That's a sesame.
Okay, this is a sesame. Look at all the fresh dill in there. I'm assuming it's fresh.
It's just fresh dill, salt and pepper, and cream cheese.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is really good. The flavor's totally different.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is good stuff too.
The cream cheese is great on its own, or it's a great vehicle for whatever. And you can buy plain cream cheese too and mix it with whatever you want.
Do DIY?
Yeah, absolutely. Our customers go two different ways. They always go sweet or they go savory. They don't mix that much.
They don't mix.
Yeah.
This is great. Thanks so much for having us out here at Daily Driver.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yep. Still ahead, home-cooked dog food made with fresh ingredients. And up next, a demonstration of a lovely dining experience at Left Bank. California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world. Join us this December for the California Farm Bureau annual meeting and YF&R State Conference at the Grand Sierra Resort. Shop our California marketplace. Attend engaging workshops, plus fun activities along with everything the Grand Sierra Resort Casino has to offer. Vision, action, results. Be there. Meet us in Reno this December. To register and get all the event details, visit cfbf.com today. I love your outfit. Welcome back. I found the plant lady here at the Secret Garden, but I've got a dish now that's going to spear your appetite. Come with me to Left Bank in Oakland's Jack London Square.
Hi, I'm Chef Chris. We're at Left Bank Brasserie in Oakland and Jack London Square, and today I'm going to demonstrate our seared salmon with artichokes berrygold. Artichokes berrygold is another classic French take. It's fresh vegetables. We're going to use some spring onions, carrots, fresh fennel. We're going to finish it off with a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes and basil, a little bit of mint. We're going to start off with some olive oil. Get our veggies in there. We're just going to sweat everything out. Try not to get any color on it. Then we're going to hit it with some white wine and a little bit of artichoke stock that we make. Garlic. Touch of white wine. Let that cook down. And then from there we're going to add a little bit of artichoke stock. Bring that to a boil. Going to hit it with some of our braised artichokes. Finish it off with our fresh herbs and sun-dried tomatoes. I like to serve this in a nice wide bowl so you can see all the colors, all those spring flavors. Add our seared salmon. Finish it off with a little house-made aioli with lemon juice, fine herbs, and a little bit of fried sunchokes. Seared salmon with artichoke berrygold.
Stay with us. We've got the story of Tail Wagon Tasty Pet Food. And just ahead, we're taking you into a bountiful Capay Valley lavender field. It's all coming up after the break.
Home is where you start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
It's pretty, it's purple, and its fragrance is a thing of beauty. We're talking about lavender, of course, and we met a farmer who found her passion for growing it once she retired from city life. Capay Valley, a serene stretch of fertile land, rolling hills and canyon land, home to many small and mid-size organic farms, and carries the essence of a natural wonder.
Capay Valley, which is about 45 minutes west of Sacramento, is a beautiful valley. It almost feels like California as it once was. The ranges are intimate. You can look up and see the top of the mountains. You can see the trees. You can see the grasses. It narrows out at 10 miles wide. Further up in the valley, a big, beautiful, wide expanse, and then it goes back to a narrow valley and goes along the Cache Creek.
Sherry Wood is the farmer behind Capay Valley Lavender, whose purple blooms draw visitors for tours, picnics, workshops, and of course the fragrance of it all, a dream she planted at the age of 64.
So I started looking for a place where I could go on weekends and have a farm, because I still thought I was going to live in the city. And I wanted it within a 2-hour radius of San Francisco so that my friends would visit me. I didn't want to grow almonds. I didn't want to grow olive trees because it took 5 years to have a harvest. And then I went to a lavender conference and I knew immediately that I wanted to grow lavender. So it didn't require ladders. It didn't require big harvesting equipment. I didn't have to buy a tractor. So I thought that would be easy farming. I go out every day and I take a look at what percentage of a stem is flowers.
Since 2017, Sherry's been sowing seeds of love and hard work into her lavender farm.
The first couple years on the farm, I was growing lavender, harvesting it, and collecting the dried buds. And they would go into a sachet or maybe fill a bowl in your home for a potpourri. And I finally realized that when it got down to harvesting lavender, that was the most difficult product to harvest, because if the flower opened up too much, you didn't have any buds.
The third year, when she invested in a still, everything changed.
Now, 90% of our harvest goes to distillation for essential oil. And it's wonderful because I don't have the pressure of harvesting at the right time. With the essential oil, we make all sorts of body products. It's sort of like cooking, but not quite. I used to call it a recipe, but now I call it a formula. We make hand cream, body butter, sugar scrub. We make soap, rollers, massage oil, all these wonderful things because lavender has got wonderful therapeutic benefits. These are proven that it is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antimicrobial.
And her purple passion extends beyond that too.
I love working with the lavender essential oil. I've made candles, and we also cook a great deal with lavender here. The culinary lavender has a flavor that's sort of minty, sort of rosemary. You don't know what it is. And then when you say lavender, it's like, oh, that's what lavender tastes like. This dream didn't start out to have a farm. The dream started out to have a country home. But 6 or 7 years later, what have I enjoyed most? I've enjoyed the hard work. I've enjoyed creating something. I've enjoyed sketching it out and making it happen. At this time in my life, I can't imagine doing anything different. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's rewarding. What's next for Farmer Sherry? Heck if I know. I'll just go along and see what happens.
Picture this, a fruit cherished across centuries, not just for its taste, but also for its health benefits. That's right, today we're diving into the world of pomegranates. Now this gem of a fruit isn't just eye candy, but it's also a nutritional powerhouse. It is loaded with antioxidants like anthocyanins to help combat oxidative stress and combat chronic disease. It's also got loads of vitamin C and potassium, which is going to help boost your immune and skin health. Now there's lots of ways to enjoy pomegranates, and one of the most simple is by slicing it open and adding the seeds to a yogurt parfait, a bowl of oatmeal, or simply eating them on their own. If you're looking for something on the savory side, you can mix them into a rice pilaf or a couscous dish. And of course, you're also welcome to enjoy the juice, and you can mix it in with a smoothie, have it with a sparkling beverage, or simply drink it on its own. Pomegranates are in their peak season during fall, but they can last in the fridge for up to 2 months, and you can freeze the seeds up to 6 months. I'm Ashley Hawk, and for more nutrition tips and tricks, go to Ashley Hawk RD.
Stay tuned, no barks about it. We meet the makers behind a Whole Foods pet food that's going to the dogs.
We need someone to be there, knowing they'll always care. Someone who lights your way each and every day. Doing what you love is everything, so we can celebrate the joy it brings. There's so much to protect in our lives. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Are you looking to uncover more of the bounty of California's rich, diverse, and delicious food and wine scene? Then it's time to get social with us. Find even more great content from farm to fork and everything in between, like recipes, behind the scenes, on food and wine tours, plus useful info on what's good for you and so much more. Join an engaging community of like-minded foodies and tell us what great story ideas you have for us too. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the conversation now. Find, follow, and talk to us on social at CaBountiful.
You love your pet and would do pretty much anything for them. But sometimes pet healthcare costs can make your wallet growl. That's why we created My Pet Protection, pet insurance designed exclusively for employees like you. Get reimbursed for eligible veterinary expenses. Enjoy extra perks like Vet Helpline, Pet RX Express, and more. Use any vet anywhere. Signing up is easy. Just tell us about your pet and choose your level of reimbursement. My Pet Protection is available only through your employer. Get a no-obligation quote today.
Welcome back. It's a pet food source to support what farmers and ranchers do right, and feeding high-quality ingredients to man's best friend. The fresh pet food market is booming.
There's an increasing amount of interest in options. And it doesn't matter whether it's for what people eat or it's what pets eat. People are looking for choices, and when you understand how things are being raised, then you can make the right choices.
Sunfed Ranch co-owner Matt Byrne is seeing the fast-growing trend firsthand.
A family that's shopping at the grocery store, they're putting the same care into what they feed themselves and the kids as what they feed the pets when they get home.
And his grass-fed cattle company is partnered with Evermore to feed into the demand.
Consumers want to feed their dogs human-grade food, and more than that, because there are so many new options, they're looking for even better options. They want food that's GMO-free. They want food with organic ingredients. They want food from humanely raised animals. And that's a really, really good thing.
Starting up years ahead of the curve, Hannah and Allison launched their fresh pet food biz with a goal to make great food both you or your dog could eat.
We make a gently cooked human-grade food for dogs. And now it seems like there's a lot of companies on the market doing this, but at the time, we were one of the only people that were looking at fresh cooked food for dogs. And where we really, really stand out, and I think what differentiates us, is that from day one, we cared about animal welfare. We cared about sustainable and organic produce. We knew if we were gonna be making a food like this, we had to do it in a way that honored our planets and honored the animals that were going into the food. This is a food where every ingredient, every process, every storage and shipping method is done exactly as if it were working with humans. Like, we have to comply by the same USDA standards if we're gonna make that claim.
At heart, it's really about the best food, and it's about food and food systems and supporting food systems.
A trained, health-supportive chef, Allison carefully sources and selects their vendor partners.
We were able to find almost all of our meat vendors You know, so our beef, our chicken, our turkey is all California. We actually use organic produce throughout, but we're very conscious also of ones that may have heavier loads of pesticides, for example. Bodies process, in our belief, you know, I mean, we don't differentiate in terms of how we would source for the dog food as how we would source for ourselves or our families. I get to some of the best vendors because it's what I'm actually purchasing for my family. And then I think, oh, I'm going to reach out to them, and then I develop these relationships. Sunfed's the same thing. I knew them because they're actually one of the meats sold at Farmer Joe's in my neighborhood in Oakland.
An intentional approach.
We vet our vendors. You know, I take a long time getting to know how people do their practices. I ask a lot of sometimes uncomfortable questions. Nobody wants to ask the whole questions through sometimes about where your meat comes from, but I really do, because I want to know that the people that we're supporting are really doing things in a way that we respect and carrying through the integrity of the brand the whole way through.
We raise cattle. Those cattle are turned into beef at the end of their lives, and we do so in a respectful way. And when we do that, there are all the parts and pieces. So there's filet mignons, which go to high-end grocers. There are rounds and trim that goes to hot dogs and sausages and jerky. And then there are some parts that people don't eat as much of, like hearts and livers and kidneys. And those have the same inherent health benefits. They have the same inherent care that are part of the product, but it's something that people just don't eat as much. And so we've learned over the many years that we've been doing this that we need to have partnerships with companies that feel the same way we do, that value the things that we do a little differently. And Evermore is a great example of that.
From the ranch to the cooktop, Evermore's time-tested recipes are prepared in a people food kitchen.
Our kitchen is down in Southern California, and it's a family-run business. We're the only pet food made there, so everything else is human. The fresh produce that's coming in, we have sweet potatoes, we have carrots, we have dandelion greens, which is a very special ingredient that's near and dear to our hearts. It's kind of a unique one, and it's a really, you know, there's a lot of health properties. It's detoxifying. It's really great. It's great for us and it's great for the animals. Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a rainbow array. Everything gets batched out and then it goes into a chopper, and then you watch it all get mixed around, and it's actually a pretty beautiful, mesmerizing process. It's also broken down enough that, you know, it's digestible.
Now, 15 years in, the pair regularly receive testimonials from owners who say their dogs are thriving on the fresh pet food and the pups have no barks about it.
With us, we can eat different things every day. We choose what we want to eat, but we tend to feed our dogs the same food over and over, and so it's a massive responsibility to make a dog food. We go above and beyond to make sure that the food we're making meets our standards, and we have very, very high standards.
And that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Aubrey Aquino signing off from the Secret Garden in Elk Grove. We'll see you next week, and in the meantime, you can find us online at CaliforniaBountiful.com. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a great week.